Good Erev Shabbos and welcome to BJC Halacha A, number 2112. Halacha A keeps the Yetzer Hara away. We are plowing through, folks. We're going to get there. My son asked me, how many halachas are there, Abba? And I'm like, millions. Infinite amount. They keep coming out. But this book has a limited amount. We'll get there. Okay, we're continuing with chapter 116 of the 221 chapters, so we're more than halfway there. And dedicated love and memory of Daniella, Tzvi Z'L, Neshama, Aliyah, as well as refuah Shlama for Gdalya, Asher, Ben, Shushana, Miriam, refuah Shlama. And we're continuing with the laws of Hagala, koshering utensils. Utensils that are used with fire. So we already talked about pots. You make a pot of soup, pot of spaghetti with water, boiling eggs. So you kosher it the same way. You put it in a massive pot of boiling water, and that's how you kosher it. What about utensils that are used with fire? Without water, right? So they require libun. We'll talk about that. And that's like a frying pan. Therefore, basins and pans in which chametz is baked require libun. Let's see some footnotes here. Even if one smears fat or oil on the pan when using it, it is nevertheless treated as a utensil that has been used without a liquid medium, for the small amount of liquid is considered insignificant. So in other words, I use a little oil. Maybe it's a pot. No, it's not a pot. It's a frying pan. The main way of cooking is without water, and that's not considered liquid, just that little oil. Okay, moving along. Initially, this libun, so again, libun's like fire. You're burning with fire, like a blowtorch. But we'll talk about it. Initially, this libun should be strong libun, to the extent that sparks fly from it. So let's see, it's a long footnote, but it's worth it. Such libun is referred to as libun chamor, stringent libun, or libun gamor, total libun, as opposed to libun kal, as opposed to light libun. Although the Kitzur's use of the word lichatchila initially sounds like this is the best way to do it, but even if you do it another way, it still works, would imply that libun of less intensity than libun chamor may also be effective. Nevertheless, according to Mishnah Berurah, there is no alternative to koshering such utensils with libun unless it's just libun chamor. In fact, even after the fact, if a utensil that requires libun chamor, the strict libun, was kosher with libun kal, right, a lighter way of using the fire, and was used on Pesach, the food is prohibited. In a case of great loss or a situation that will result in a disruption of Yom Tov festivities, if the utensil was not a ben yoma, meaning it was not used within the previous 24 hours, a halachic authority should be consulted. For a frying pan, however, which is used to fry food in oil or the like, the custom is to perform libun kal. If this proves difficult and one also cannot purchase separate frying pans for Pesach, a halachic authority should be consulted. Again, we talked about how the best way to do these is just have separate pots and pans for Pesach. Okay, moving along, folks. Here we go. Fine. A baker's wooden shovel upon which chametz dough is inserted into the oven has no remedy. For since the heat of the fire causes the dough to become absorbed into the shovel without a liquid medium, the required manner of koshering is through libun chamor, that stringent way of using the fire to kosher it. Since a wooden shovel would not withstand such heat, it cannot be kosher for Pesach. Thank you for listening to the sponsor of Free Show Halacha 36 100 for the gold. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Mwah! See you, God willing, once a Shabbos.